Just go somewhere else. I can't take this nonsense anymore. How are you gonna blame the defense?
I got the power. Screw Green Bean. Damn it.
But once you get to the sausage, I feel like we're doing something.
Go Jets.
What would you give up to see a Jets Super Bowl?
All of my friends and family.
Hit those milk thumbs, boys and girls.
Freeze run.
Hold on to your underwear, ladies, and stand by, bitches. It's now time for Talkin' Jets with your hosts, Matt, Ryan, and Green Bean.
Welcome to Talkin' Jets. My name is Ryan, and I'll be your pilot tonight. I'm joined alongside my co-pilots. I got Mr. Green Bean to my this way. I got Mr. Matt O'Leary to my that way. And we are actually live. We did this whole intro once before, and it did not work. So we were talking to ourselves for a little bit there. But we're happy to be here with you. Green Bean, how you doing tonight?
Let's see how close I can get it to what I said before, okay? They're not going to know, but we will, okay? Dude, I'm in a good mood, man. I'm still buzzing from the weekend. I got to hang. Obviously, spending quality time with you guys was awesome, but also a lot of people that we just don't get to see that often for the whole weekend. So I know the loss puts a little bit of a damper on it, but they can't kill my buzz from the weekend-long hang with all you guys.
O'Leary, how about you? How you doing now?
I think Green Bean nailed his open there. It was word for word, bar for bar. I am doing fantastic. It was a great time getting to hang out with you two fine gentlemen, as well as the rest of the Talkin' Jets crew. Dom C, Jets Chaos, Tigo was there in spirit, and everyone else who came out to support our event means the world. It was an absolute blast. And we saw a touchdown, multiple touchdowns, finally.
It's about time. It's about damn time it happened. How long? As soon as it happened, the entire section of our crew just went bananas, and we're like, "Oh my god, we saw an offensive touchdown! It was a passing touchdown to boot." Oh man, that Garrett throw was just chef's kiss. Absolutely
So good.
Boys and girls, we're going to be talking about all the things that went on with the Jets and Steelers game, as well as all the stuff that just happened along the weekend. We've had some really cool people. Andrew Grzanka got us these, made us these sick 3D printed necklaces. He comes up, he's walking up with all these chains and stuff, and I'm like, oh man, that's so badass. And he's like, I got one for you. And I was like, what? My little girls, I come home, and Shay and Ren are fighting over this thing because it's so friggin' awesome. They're pumped. They're like, Daddy, where's your necklace? I was like, I'll get it, don't worry. And then our buddies from across the pond, Gareth, was it Amanda? I think I'm going to screw up the name.
Yes.
It was Amanda. Okay. Got us.
Yeah, G-Man and Amanda.
And we got they gave us some tasty treats. I got some.
Yeah, you guys dipped into it in the parking lot, I heard.
Dude, you still have those?
Oh, well, because we just said we were going to do it on stream, and you and I got way too hungry.
Oh.
We started eating it.
I want, you know what? Okay, look. Here,
I saved
like
the wrapper, though.
doing.
Bam.
I like what you're doing.
See?
But I also wanted to give them the opportunity to be with us when we tried some of the stuff. You know what I mean? So balance it out. And then my daughter wanted it. Plus, I don't know. Didn't make it home, I'll tell you that. The only thing that made it home was the hat.
I only ate the chocolate. I got
Dude, I have a fucking 14-year-old daughter.
I've got my knockoff. I shouldn't say knockoffs. It's
body.
they're like Lay's, but they're like Walkers.
Yeah, crunchy,
salt and vinegar. Probably sound terrible into the microphone crunching, but I'll give that a try in a little bit. These things,
show how crunchy they are.
Oh, okay,
dude.
Here we go.
Yeah, try a tea cake. Matt, do you have your tea cakes?
They say they don't have salt and vinegar that tastes as salt and vinegary here as it does there. So our stuff's weak. So this is supposed to be the strong stuff.
I think it's similar.
It's like ASMR videos.
Yeah.
Oh, that's tasty. They're definitely better than Lay's too. Like these things, check them out. They feel like they're actual like what I would envision like a sliced potato baked would be, with some salt and vinegar on it. That's tasty.
So not like pumped in with chemicals and all
Yeah, no.
garbage that we shouldn't be eating.
I'm not gonna grow like a third eyeball or anything from those. It's pretty cool. These, I'll try these in a little bit. I feel like I got to take my time and unwrap these. They're called tea cakes.
So
milk chocolate and biscuit, right? Green bean, was that the
biscuit? Yeah.
biscuit?
I said to her, I wonder if you mean a biscuit or if you're actually saying what we call a cookie.
Yeah.
I think it's probably a cookie. My assumption,
cookie.
because there's marshmallow in this, so I'm assuming it's kind of like a Malamar. That would be my guess. You know what? We're gonna solve this right now. Solve this,
Yeah.
and then we can get into the whole.
I'll tell you what, though. Are you familiar with Malamars?
Yes.
Yes.
They're like that, but these literally melt in your mouth. Where Malamars are like, you know what I mean? Same like kind of style.
Oh yeah, dude.
But these,
they look
I don't know. I
exactly-
found
that looks just like a Malamar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put
here we
the
go.
whole thing
They're
in your mouth.
soft.
One bite.
There's
Put the whole thing in your mouth, Ryan. That's the way to do
look,
it.
you can
Don't
see
bite
where
it.
they
That's
shot
weak.
in the. There
Yeah.
you go. That's where they
That's
shot
the-
in the thing.
They call that the
marshmallow.
the marshmallow hole.
Marshmallow sphincter, I think, is the appropriate term.
Yeah.
Oh.
The sticky sphinx.
Oh, there we go. One bite.
He's gonna bite right through it. It's like they
delicious.
break
This is way
down.
better than a Malamar.
Isn't it way better?
These are slamming. Wow. Wow. The
And it only
chocolate's
ha-
another
it has
level, dude.
37 less ingredients than a Malamar too. I read.
Hey, that's good.
Yeah.
Dude, they are really tasty. They're called tasty tea cakes.
Tasty tea cakes.
Or
there you
no,
go.
they're called tea cakes. I added the tasty.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
They fucked up. They could have called them tasty.
They could have, Ryan. You're right. They missed it.
Wow.
Missed the opportunity there.
They came all the way. Was it Wales they came from?
Wales, yeah, from Wales, man.
Not the animal. The location.
Said, David Bruce, who stays up late from Scotland, in our streams, he said that David Bruce said to say hello. So,
Oh, that's
There-
awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, they're in cahoots. Those guys, those UK fellas, Britain.
And we got these cool hats too. So we're all wearing hats.
Yeah, I don't know anything about soccer, but this is gonna be my new team.
This is my football team, Matt. Football team.
It's interesting
Not soccer.
because now our other buddy Phil Adams sent over some stuff to us, and he's Stoke-on-Trent Soccer Club or Football Club. Sorry, this is the Cardiff City Football Club. So
They're my favorite.
I don't want to
city.
offend Phil by wearing it. You know what I mean? I love Phil, but I love this too.
This is
I
a
love
good one.
G-Man.
Super happy. Thank you guys so much. It was a blast to go out there.
Yeah.
We have our we took a group photo of everyone. Not well.
Yeah, look at that.
Most people. there were a few people that were sprinkled around, went in early or came out to like the adjacent lot. But this was a good time. We had a lot of friends out there. And dude, like seeing people year over year, like Leo comes in year over year. We had Jacob come in, flying in from Florida. He had like 4 jerseys on. He's like ripping jerseys. He's like, I brought my number 8 so we could burn it. I was like, I don't have a fire pit or something, but I want to burn something. I have my 8 jersey in the bag. We didn't do the jersey burn. We should have done the jersey burn. We saw a bunch of Talkin Jets shirts, which were great. You could see him in there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So good. And then Alan had like the most creative, ridiculous hat cover. He had just a plastic like CVS bag on top of his cap to keep his.
Oh,
the
that's
top of
I
his
thought
head
it was a
warm.
rubber.
He's like a little condom. It's great. Worked out nicely.
Now, Ryan, I don't know if you want to do it or not, but I put the video of our reaction to the first touchdown that we've ever seen together
Ooh.
in the chat for you.
Okay. Let me see if I can. I wonder if I could just drop it on top. Give me 1 second. I got to figure out how to do this. Oh, you know what? I
That'd
probably
be
have-
incredibly clutch if we just drop it right in. But the weather didn't stop us. Go figure. It rained throughout the entirety of the tailgate, but everyone had a great time. Tailgate Joe put together a phenomenal tailgate as he always does.
We
Yeah.
had.
Dude,
Look-
the food was epic. I don't know if you guys really partied. Like I had like so much chicken and steak tacos, but I was putting the chorizo on the chicken. Did you guys do that?
I did. I had chorizo and chicken. They're like, together? I was like, yeah, damn right. I'm putting them together.
Damn right.
Yeah,
What do I
you
look
mean?
like?
Of course. This isn't my first rodeo.
Right. What do I look like? A fear-based individual that's afraid to combine chorizo and chicken? What do I look like over here?
I saw Isaac was in the chat before. I'm sure he's still here, but I was giving Ryan shit for his pronunciation of elote. And that Isaac loved that one. So just wanted to give him a shout out. The elote. The elote.
The elotes. I didn't see the elotes. Did you guys see them? I didn't see it.
I'm going based on my wife's pronunciation, so I fully throw her under the bus for this. I did not know this word.
Yeah.
I got the reaction.
Where's Leo? That was me trying to reach you, Matt. I kept falling.
I was like, I had to explain to my mom why I was climbing over her to high five. I was like, you don't understand. We haven't seen a touchdown, the three of us together yet.
Yeah. She's like, wait,
really
what? Is that
Like,
real?
wait, you've been to like 5 games. How is that possible? How much time do you have?
You're right.
This has been a brutal. And you know what? We missed the extra point, so I turned to Green Bean at one point. I was like, Green Bean, if this game ends right now, the three of us will have been together and never seen an offensive touchdown with an extra point made at the end of it.
Right.
So it took a little bit
Crazy.
longer to get that. But
Yeah.
man,
Like the full spectrum. You know what I mean? It's
Oh,
like, yeah, man.
it was super fun. We can start getting into some of the fun of it all too. The 2-point conversion attempt at the beginning. We have a poll question there. You guys can vote on it. Did you like the initial? Spelled things wrong in there. That's all right. Did you like the initial 2-point attempt? Right now, 64% said yes. 37% said no. Vote on that in the live chat. And Blitz Crew originally put in a super chat in the first stream that isn't popping up here. So I just want to acknowledge that real quick, and then we'll get to our thoughts on the game overall, and then we'll rip through a few super chats. But Blitz Crew said something along the lines of like, I think he said he liked going for it, but he didn't like the result. Was that exactly?
He
what it was?
understands. He said, I understand why you would go for 2 there, but I didn't like it. What he said.
So let's jump off from that particular question, I guess. I really did like going for it in that moment. I thought once Folk missed the extra point, I think there was probably a little bit of hesitancy, like, okay, let's see what it's going to be. And then I also had the mentality of like, oh, look, I'm not expecting a crazy ton of wins this season. This is still early on in the game. I'm like, let's just throw shit at the wall. Let's see what happens. Almost like Rex Ryan 2015. Bills are eliminated from the playoffs. Jets are trying to get into the playoffs. And he's just like, I'm going to go for it on 4th down every time to spite them. Like that was the mentality I had against Rodgers. Like I just want to throw out all the stops and get as many points as possible. Points are going to be hard to come by. So like, let's go for 2. We trust our offensive line. We got some bullies up front. Let's do a tush push. I didn't like the play call on the 2-point conversion, but I like that they went for it. I felt like it was more of a statement message than it was maybe a calculated, smart decision at that particular point in time. I do question if Folk had made the extra point initially, would they have attempted and taken points off the board to go for the 2? So I guess that was the only thought I had. Matt, what were your thoughts on the 2-point conversion?
Yeah, I didn't mind going for it, but how do you not go from under center? Why? There was a point later in the game where they rushed Justin Fields from the 1-yard line and he punched it in. That's what I was hoping for, man. Just take the snap and pick a side. Are you going left or are you going right behind the center? I didn't like they ran out of the shotgun. And I didn't like later on in the game too. Obviously they were going for 2 at the end and they needed to, but I didn't like the play call for that one either. That really my only gripe with Tanner Engstrand of the day, that and not throwing on the first 3rd down. It was 3rd and 11 and they I felt like got too conservative, but other than that, I mean, they freaking nailed the offensive game plan, I thought.
Bean, what about you? What do you think about the 2-point conversion attempt?
I think I'm glitchy. I'm trying to clean up some stuff, so I apologize if I'm freeze beaning. I just noticed that I had something running. I'm trying to close it. But what did I think of Tanner Engstrand? All right, I'll give you one example. So we come out and we're running the ball really well, right? Brees Hall's looking good. Like just the blocking spectacular, and they're doing what we want them to do. But it would seem like, and then it's like they started to stuff it a little bit because you can't do the same thing over and over and over, right? My buddy Ronnie, who was in front of me, says to me, "Hey man, like I know it's working, it's good, but maybe start to sprinkle in some, some other stuff, something a little bit deeper." And I said, "Dude, I'm getting the picture. He's setting it up." Like, yeah, I just had a feeling. So literally the next play was the cross, Garrett Wilson, and I believe it might have been Reynolds or maybe it was Smith, where they crossed and he tossed it down to the corner for a Garrett Wilson touchdown. It was the next play because you know what? They had 7 in the box. They were all there. They were waiting for the run. They fake it, and he tossed it over to great play design, by the way. If I got to watch it. I got to watch some of the game now, all 22, and you're looking at it, and it was like the crossing pattern set it up like it's like wherever the safety went, the other guy was going to be in single coverage, and they both had a step on their guy. So it was like really beautiful. But again, I got the feeling, and this is throughout the game, that they were using, like, obviously the plays they want them to work, but they were using plays, well-designed plays, to set up other plays out of that formation later, which is, dude, it sounds like something so simple. Like, yeah, why are you making such a big deal about it? But, dude, we don't get that. Like, last year, we would say, like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it doesn't feel like a game. It just feels like a bunch of random, they're just putting plays out there. Run this one. Try this one. This felt like an actual game. And, look, he had some mistakes, like Matt was just pointing out, like, on the 2-point conversion, which is a very important play, by the way. You want to go high percentage. I felt, too, like, hey, maybe not the best choices, on 2 of the 2-point conversions. I just didn't know why he was doing it. But that's the thing. While the game is looking good overall, dude, you see, he's a rookie offensive coordinator calling plays for the first time in the NFL. So we're going to have to understand that he's going to have his moments that we don't like him. But a couple more games like that, and I'm going to start being prepared to say he's the best offensive coordinator in Jets history. I need 5 games of this, and I swear to God, that's where I'll sit.
Dude, I'm so happy the offense looked the way it did. It made sense. You made the scheming like you were just talking about. They utilized our 2 best players in Garrett and Brees consistently. 2 of the most. I mean, we had 19 rushes, 2 receptions from Brees for like 140 some odd yards. You had Garrett 95 yards on 7 catches with a touchdown. It just felt really good. Ruckert had 2 nice catches in there. Like, we were getting people involved, and we were just beating people up. It felt like we controlled the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, really. Like, we got the 4 sacks on Rodgers. Dude, Quinnen coming out and getting a sack on Rodgers on the first play. Yeah. The stadium erupted. It was absolutely electric for that. And, like, which kind of says a little bit. There was like 50% Steelers fans there, which like made kicks sort of like awkward because kick goes up. You can't tell if a cheer is good for the Jets or bad for the Jets because it was like that split. Super funky. Disappointed in the Jets and fans who sold their tickets to Steelers fans. I think you should have to get slapped with a bunch of wet pool noodles consistently until you say sorry. So that's my thinking on that. But yeah, overall, this was like a really, really fun game to watch. Justin Fields, for all the crap he gets for like, oh, he's a run first kind of guy, or he's going to do one read and take off. How many times did we see him go towards the line of scrimmage and be like, oh, okay, he's about to run. Oh no, he pulls up and throws it at the line of scrimmage. The Green Bean turned to me at one point and goes, I think he might've been across the line. I was like, I think he's all right. And then obviously no flag or anything, but like very surprising to see the kind of throwing that we saw there. And I got to throw Nosekill's comment up real quick. He says, stats say 2 of 11 contested catches equals schemed open. Man, it's been a long time since we had guys actually get open, and it wasn't just like wild contorted catches and like all this different stuff. This felt like a very, very cohesive game plan, and it felt like we were prepared and we were ready to play violent. that was like the biggest note for me. Like, how many times did we just come out so flat under Salah or under Gase, where like you had like the initial drive and then it stalled out after that? Like, this team was prepared, and I feel like that is a big nod towards coaching across the board. Matt, you want to respond to anything myself or Green Bean said?
Yeah, I think you nailed it with setting the tone out of the gate, right? Like, they came out, had a big long drive, ran the ball at will. I think it was 11 plays and they ran on 10 of them, and just picking up big chunk after big chunk after big chunk. And, unfortunately it stalled, but they got points with a field goal. And then you mentioned that Quinnen Williams opens up with a sack. And I thought Quinnen was awesome. I thought it was a great Quinnen Williams game, and the defensive line played really well. It's so wild that they dominated the game in the trenches, outran their opponent by over 100 yards, scored 32 points, and lost the game. Like that, I understand there's frustration in that. And I'm not like all the way out on the season, or I'm not going to come on here, and rant and rave about how horrible this team is, but there is frustration in that. But there's also a lot of positives that we could hit on, and I'm sure that we'll get to tonight as well.
Yeah, Glenn says no moral victories. I'm sorry. Walking out of that game, I didn't talk to one Jet fan that was like overly upset. It was all basically like, I can't believe what we just saw. We saw an exciting game. We saw good offense against a good team and a good defense. And like, there was disappointment, obviously, in not getting the win because we felt like we should have had it. And were it not for everyone's favorite player that we didn't want on the 53-man roster in Xavier Gibson, the Jets very well walk away with a victory there. Bean, anything you want to add before we start going into the Super Chats?
No, because I wasn't listening. I was like trying to read and catch. I was catching up on who was on the winner stuff. I don't think Nightbot is working for the winner thing. So I'm like, that's where I was. So I apologize. I can add something if you just tell me the last like sentence. I'll figure something out. Or you want to jump into Super Chats?
We were just talking about like the physicality that the Jets came out with.
Yeah.
Setting the tone early, being able to utilize your best players and all that good stuff. It felt like it made a lot of sense, and it felt like we tried. Like, while it was frustrating that we lost the game, it was still a very positive like outlook for I think a lot of fans that went to that game. And actually, we were supposed to go down on the field at one point, and you're supposed to check in with the gate like 5 minutes before the end of the game. And like, we're sitting next to each other, and I was like, I don't want to leave my seat. Do you want to leave your seat? No, yeah, I don't want to leave my seat. And then I was like, okay, let's do a poll. So we look at the whole section that we're with. I was like, guys, if we're going to go on the field, we got to go now. What's the decision? And everyone looks around, we're like, we're watching this game. It's like, all right,
yeah,
we're football fans
unanimous.
first. Right? I could go on any field at any time.
Yeah, nobody was like, I got to be on that football field. Everyone was like, we are locked in. Let's go get this W.
Oh.
Yeah, which is a weird thing, and I'll add to that, like, we stayed till the end of the game in our seats. I cannot remember the last time that I did that. So it was so long ago that I didn't know what to do. I was saying, like, why aren't we moving? Come on, let's go. And like, everybody's looking at me like, dude, where are we supposed to go? Like, we're all logged. I'm like, well, at least start walking that way. They're like, there's nowhere
it's like
to
getting
go.
off an airplane. It's like at the end of the game, everyone stayed in their seats. So like, everyone was log jam up the stairs. It was a good feeling.
What the fuck is going on? I had no experience, dude. I've left early for every game. I mean, forever. I leave concerts a little bit early. I don't do that. So it was like a whole weird thing. Now, in truth, I went to the Jets shop and I bought this football. So I wouldn't buy anything in the stadium because it's overpriced. It wasn't too bad, but I bought this football specifically so we could throw it around down on the field and, throw some touchdown passes to each other. Like, I was really looking forward to that. But like Ryan said, it's like, we asked everybody. I would have gone if there was like 5 people that wanted to go. I would have gone with them because I didn't want anybody to feel like they couldn't go. But I wanted to throw I wanted to throw an unathletic 6'5" Matt O'Leary a fucking touchdown pass so bad. I could taste it. So I'm a little brokenhearted. I will admit. I really am. But again, it's not every day you get to watch a game and that the Jets are in it till the very end like that.
It was really, really nice. So Thank you to everyone that came out and hung out with us. We're going to rip through a few super chats, so bear with us. I know you guys have sent some in. We're going to start from the very beginning and get these guys. Isaac hung out with us at Bezara, came over to the tailgate. He says, it was great hanging with you guys this past weekend. Ultimately wasn't the result we wanted, but we were definitely headed in the right direction. Could not agree more, Isaac. It was a good time all the way around. AG got ball, says 𝐒𝐫𝐞𝐫𝐢. Yes, he does. Kyle comes in, says, I played football for a long time. You always take the points unless you have to go for 2, but the 2 call didn't lose us the game. The defense did. I mean, that's true. You score 32 points. If you told me before the game the Jets are going to score 32 points and they're going to have nearly 400 yards of offense, I'm going to be like, we're going to drag our nutsack all over the Steelers. Like, that's what's about to happen. We're walking out with a W, and we're going to be beating our chest. We're going to be walking all the way down to the field and just singing, na, 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 hey, 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 goodbye. And 32 points later, we don't come away with a win. That is frustrating there. Matt, if you had said we had 400 yards, 32 points, what would be your reaction?
I would have said the Jets win going away. I thought they would have won, like, I don't know, 32-16, a little blowout action on opening day. But unfortunately, secondary outside of Sauce Gardner forgot that week 1 was on Sunday. They waited an extra week to show up.
Brandon Stevens, we're looking at you specifically, Mr. 6 receptions, 2 touchdowns, and a dropped interception.
The fall on the interception, I almost melted in my seat at that point.
Because, if that happens, listen to we know what the narrative is now. Aaron Rodgers is delighted to beat anybody associated with the Jets. The old man hero comes back, returns 4 touchdowns and an opening day win. That pick happens, 99% chance we win the game. The narrative becomes, valiant effort, but Aaron Rodgers shows his age. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And throws the pick, the losing interceptions to give the Jets the win. That's how important these fucking plays are, guys. And you hate to get caught up in that because the Steelers also dropped an interception, clear interception. The defensive lineman, I forget who is it, number 95. Is that a Highsmith? Maybe.
I don't know who it was offhand.
I think it was, but I could be wrong. But so, you don't want to, they had stuff too. We had a couple opportunities, they had opportunities too. But when you look at something that game defining, again, that was the moment. Our defense, we were there. We ended up stopping them, but that gives us the ball back. I think it was around the 25, 30 yard line, something like that, of the Steelers. That neutralizes it. It kind of evens out the Gibson fumble. And gives us an opportunity to start right there. And at minimum, it's a field goal. You know what I mean? So it takes away that opportunity for the field goal to beat us later. They would have had to get a touchdown. So anyway, it just sucks. And it wasn't just that play with Brandon Stevens. It was a lot of plays. Now, Michael Carter didn't look all that great either overall. And Tony Adams is a joke to me. He's a joke. So he wasn't alone in Suckville, but he was the king.
I'd like to see some of these younger guys play, whether it be Stiggers or AZ Thomas, and then Malachi Moore should be starting at safety at some point. Like, these guys have got to be able to play better than what the effort we saw put forth on the field on Sunday. So hopefully we get some of them in the coming future here. Jack says, you guys were an absolute blast. Love hanging with Green Bean and O'Leary and chatting with Ryan after the game. It was a great time. We sat in the parking lot for what felt like maybe 45 minutes to an hour because just everyone was logjam getting out there. No one left early. That's the downside of trying to get out of MetLife in a competitive game, is everyone's trying to get out at the same time at the end there. And you know what? You wait an hour, you wind up getting home about the same time anyway because you would have been sitting in the traffic regardless. So, Jack, it was a pleasure hanging out with you as well. Blitz Crew.
Yeah, he's a good time, that guy.
He's a good dude. Good people.
Yeah, for sure.
Blitz comes in, says, think Hackett learned something about Brees. Dude, Brees was utilized the right way. I would have loved to seen a few more passes thrown his way too. I think he only had the 2 receptions overall, but he's back. He's fast. He was decisive. If he plays like that throughout the entirety of the season, I hope the Jets are paying this man. You should not let him walk away, and he's working for that money. Matt, your thoughts on Brees?
Yeah, he looked like old Brees Hall again, which was so exciting. And, Jeremy, I thought his neck was going to be in pain from turning around and looking at me every time Brees Hall got the ball. He goes, "You say it was coaching. It was the coaching." He kept yelling. But it was really cool. Like the Jets star players on offense showed up. Garrett was awesome. Brees was awesome. Justin Fields came in and was really, really good. They were all awesome. So that's something that you hope carries over week.
Bean, what about you? What'd you think about Brees?
Dude, here's what I'll say about Brees. Like, we're all gonna say the same shit, but here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna switch it and come at this from a different angle.
Okay.
My daughter, who the last game against Denver, that was her first game ever. So it sucked. It was nothing doing. She said, "Hey, this is fun when we're doing well, when we're playing good." I said, "Isn't it a whole different thing?" So she was asking me like those new to football questions. Hey, what does it mean when that is? And how do you know when this is? And why do you kick it on third down? It was the best. Like, there's nothing that I like to do more than like have that conversation with somebody who's genuinely interested. But she said to me, "Who's number 20?" And I said, "That's Brees Hall." I said, when we're all yelling Brees, and she goes, "Oh, that's good that it's him because I'm number 20 in the sport she plays." And she's like, "And I was wondering who that would be and if they were any good, because that's the jersey I want. So now I'm gonna be buying my daughter she wears my son's hand-me-downs. You know what I mean? Like, she's wearing his Garrett Wilson. Now she's going to get her own for her first jersey of her own, and it's going to be Brees motherfucking Hall."
I love that.
Ooh, what color are you gonna get her? What's the go-to?
Well, you know what? I didn't ask her. I was thinking that as I was just saying that. I'm like, "Oh, I wonder what color." That's what was my background narrative. So I have to ask her. But I think she's probably going to want white.
I like it.
Yeah.
Happy with
Badass,
what we
dude.
got out of Brees. I want to throw this up. We'll get to everyone else's super chats in just a second, but Andrew had a really good one here. Fellas, Bloody Knuckles Award, low-key ruck or number 20. So I want us to each give a Bloody Knuckles person. Chat, let us know some names in the chat, and let's do a poll question so we can try to figure this out. So Bloody Knuckles Award. I'm going to go... Oh, man. You know what? It's a little low-key... no, I can't go low-key. I got to go a little bit better. Mine's not going to win, but I want to recognize it anyway. Jermaine Johnson playing like 90% of the snaps off an Achilles injury. He played way more than I thought. I thought he looked pretty good. Obviously didn't get a sack or anything, but I'm proud of the dude for coming out and doing that. So that'll be my nod to him. Matt, who would your Bloody Knuckles Award recipient be?
I'm mad at myself that I forgot to make that stinger or whatever that I was talking about last week. That's my project for this week. We'll make it up real nice. We'll do like a legit segment, make this a real show kind of thing. I'm going to go the rookie, man, Armand Membu. First NFL game going up against TJ Watt. 0 sacks, 0 pressures. Highest graded rookie offensive lineman of the week. If that's not Bloody Knuckles, I don't know what is.
What about you, Green Bean?
See, like I'll think out loud. My desire here is to go like obscure, the guy that no one's thinking of, right? I think Membu is a quality, qualifier here for that. So maybe I just go with somebody. I mean, I like the Rucker thing, who, by the way, I saw his dad on the way out.
Oh, nice.
I noticed that too.
Yeah, I just said to him real quick. He looked like he was limping or something. But I just said, "Hey, your boy did well, Bill," and he just did one of these. Because he knows we've been hard on his kid the last year. You know what I mean? Sucks.
Yeah.
But anyway, did you say Rucker, Ryan?
No, I didn't. I did Jermaine Johnson. I feel like I should change mine because he really didn't like. I was proud that he played that much, but he didn't really do like.
He had pressures, man.
Yeah. I'll see who you put, and then I'm gonna
go with Jeremy Ruckert. I think Jeremy Ruckert, because not only did he catch 2 clutch third downs.
Yep.
Right. But he was blocking, and they were putting the tight ends on islands at times with you know, I saw both Ruckert and Mason Taylor at least once each single on TJ Watt, which is a lot to ask. And guess what? They did well.
So I'm going to throw in one more name. I see that the chat's got a whole bunch of different names in there, but I want to give a nod to Justin Fields. I mean, this dude came out and, like, for all the crap he got, oh, he's not going to be a good quarterback. We've talked about, hey, we're going to be taking a quarterback. I've said it plenty of times. We're going to be taking a quarterback early next year. And look, it's just one game. We'll see how it goes. He came out. He ran the ball effectively. He threw the ball effectively. He went beyond his first read consistently. He got hit and knocked down. How many times did he get hit late? And then Simpson comes over and just starts, like, you know, throwing dudes. He gets a penalty. That was a great penalty, by the way. I really liked
Which,
what we
by the
got.
way, on that note, let me say, somebody is mentioning Simpson as a candidate.
You know, I almost went with
that's
that.
a good one.
That is a good one.
Should I do a? I'm gonna remove.
How about this? Here's what you
Johnson, and I'll put John.
Let's
Simpson.
do a poll. So we pick our 3 guys. Then we do a poll with like 4 guys for them to pick. Whoever wins that, then we do the 4-man poll. What do you think?
I like
Okay.
it. Run it up.
So am I changing Jermaine
Run it up
Johnson
the
to John
ball.
Simpson? I'll do John Simpson, Armand Membu, Jeremy Ruckert, Justin Fields. Or should I
Wait,
keep?
what?
No. Four additional players
All right.
that we didn't mention. Whoever wins that poll gets put in with our 3 nominees.
Yeah, like, so do I see Simpson?
Okay.
I see
gotcha.
Simpson. I see McDonald.
All right. I got
I
you.
see
John
Tippmann.
Simpson. I'm gonna change mine from Jermaine to Justin Fields because I
All
want
right,
the impact.
so that's
player.
ours. So then maybe put Jermaine Johnson, Tippmann, Membu, and Simpson.
I had Membu.
Yeah.
Oh, you had Membu. Okay.
So we're missing
Simpson
one.
and-
We got Simpson, McDonald, Johnson. I see Brees. I see Sauce.
I think either Brees or Sauce makes sense. Greenby, did you have one?
I was gonna say Brees. I mean,
gonna
that's
say-
fucking.
I'm gonna take
Way
Jermaine
out.
off and just go Brees and Sauce because, like, I like Jermaine, but I don't think he's earned that for this one. So let's go.
Okay.
There's the poll question. You guys vote for the Bloody Knuckles Award. Whoever wins this one is going to go up against Justin Fields, Armand Membu, and Jeremy Ruckert. This will be our. We'll get the 4th person. So we'll go through some super chats, and then we'll come back to this one in just a second. So where did I leave off? We were on Blitz Crew. Hackett learned something about Brees. TMK says overall offense was great. Line was the catalyst for all the success. Their play will carry the team this year. Dude, Tippmann is a better guard than he is a center. He needs to stay at guard. He is an absolute mauler. He's throwing dudes. Like, really loved watching him block. And Myers, I thought, had a nice little game there. I think it was Samini. Now let me see if I can find this real quick. But
Hey, while you're doing that, Myers got blown up on the first 2-point conversion. He was the reason it didn't work.
I remember that. I didn't catch it at the time, but here's the
Dom C did.
So this is let's do some pass block win rates for Samini. So Fashanu and Membu were tied at 32nd out of 65 tackles. So, you know, dead even middle average of the pack. Tippmann was the number 1 guard out of 64 guards, tied for first. Simpson was the 24th guard out of 64 guards, and Myers was tied for first out of 32 centers. Talk about an offensive line in pass win block rate. Pass block win rates. Impressive.
Amazing. These guys got to stay on the field for us, man.
They really do.
I'm okay with
Rex.
Tippmann staying at guard, by the way.
Yeah.
You know,
Same.
right?
Potophilus Rex, thank you so much for the 5 spot. I don't see any comment in there, but thank you all the same. Rob Mislanka, what's good, dude? He goes, offense looked fluid and wasn't predictable. Most third downs were manageable, and Fields' legs kept the defense honest. I'm disappointed, but optimistic. That is the perfect way to put that because that's exactly how all of us felt, where like, oh, I get it's a no moral victory type thing, but man, we haven't had a whole lot to be happy about the last few years. So this one felt really, really nice to get. Not predictable is a solid thing for an offensive coordinator, considering where we were the last few years. Brian says, great job by Fields. However, what criteria does Justin Fields have to meet to be the Jets franchise quarterback? Ooh, this is a fun question to get into. So I will say, if he plays like 17 games at 85% of that, of what we saw this past weekend, like we get that version of Justin Fields 85% of the year. Let's say that. And we're feeling real good, because that means if he does that, the Jets are going to win a lot of games. We're probably going to be sniffing that wild card. I would say if the Jets make the playoffs, I would consider not taking a quarterback. It's more of an eyeball test for me, I think, than anything else. But if the team is rallying around Fields, like I think I would roll with it. I think I would keep going. He's still young enough. There's enough players here that believe in him. Yeah, give me this performance 85% of the year, and that's it for me. Matt, what about you?
Yeah, eye test is so important, and it is only one game, so it's hard to it's really hard to quantify that. I don't know, probably passing and rushing at 30 touchdowns and over 4,000 combined passing and rushing yards.
Mm-hmm. Bean, what about you? What makes Fields the franchise quarterback?
Well, I like what you said too about if they're clearly like behind them, right? Like you can see that there's a chemistry. And look, I think we saw a little of that, like Josh Myers with him, right? So there's that, the center to quarterback. But we saw Ruckert look better than he has in 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
We saw him threading the needle. One of those to Ruckert. It was amazing. Mm-hmm. You saw the Garrett Wilson connection. They're comfortable with each other, obviously. So, he's already got like a little cheering section, a little, that chemistry set, let's call it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, numeric, I think 3,500 plus, anything 3,500 plus while still having, what do you say? 600 to 800 on the ground. Is that a lot? Is that too much?
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
And G-Dubs has, 1,200 yards, like that kind of thing, Mm-hmm. Brees has maybe 14 to 1,600 all purpose, that kind of thing, because he's being used in the air attack as well. Mm-hmm. Something like that. But let me ask you, even with that, if we're like a 7-win team and we're at pick 11 and Sellers is sitting there, do you not take him because of that?
I would probably consider taking him, and I'd be very clear, Justin Fields is our quarterback. Sellers is going to learn. I think that's probably what you have to do, because you have to be worried about chemistry at that point. I feel like if you were to pull the plug on Fields, that's going to piss people off, especially if they're really behind him.
And then we can be like the Packers, Ryan. Imagine.
Yeah, I'd rather. Hey, we're going to piss Fields off, and we're going to get him for. Maybe you say hey, we're going to sign you to an extension. I want you to know this is what's going down. We want you here for the next, 3 years. Rookie's going to sit for two of the next 3 or something like that. Because I don't mind whatever rookie it is sitting for 2 years at least, if you have a really good quarterback in front of him. Having two quarterbacks on your roster that are good is not a bad problem to have. It's the burning of a high pick that could have been used elsewhere. That probably gets me a little more irked. I would say I'm less inclined to want to trade up for a quarterback, but if Sellers falls to us, that would be, something I'd really have to consider, especially because Fields doesn't play every game of a season so far. There still is some injury component to his style of play.
Yeah.
It's just it'll be a tough question to answer, and one that I hope Fields puts us in a position to need to decide upon. It's a good problem.
Yep.
Let's go to Joe said, did anyone set up a GoFundMe for Steven's new pair of cleats? I was actually setting up a GoFundMe for his bus ticket out of here. I want to launch him into the sun. I was really upset with Stevens. Mutt Vials dropping a 50 spot.
Oh,
thank you, Mutt Vials. Multivitamins comes in and says, wait, do we have an offense now? Last time I saw one was 2015. Loved the way Fields played. Brees is back to rookie form, and I have a lot of confidence to beat the Buffalo Bills. Clean up on defense. This season is going to be fun. By the way, gonna be a dad soon. Multivitamins.
Whoa.
Hey!
He's getting a little vitamin B as in baby.
I love it.
I love it. Congratulations, Muff Viles. That is awesome. We are adding one additional sad Jet fan, but hopefully excited Jet fan to our ranks. So congratulations to you. Dude! I'm pumped. Do you know if it's a boy or girl yet? How far along are you? Oh, do you know a name? Oh, I want to know all these things. Joe? Namath? Is that the name? Where are you going with? Sorry.
Sauce Mudvile. First name Sauce, last name Mudviles.
I like that. That's a good one. Yeah, we're going to go with that. Sauce is a first name. We're rolling with it, baby. Definitely the best offense we've seen. I think now if I'm going the most excited offense that I've seen since 2015, I'm trying to think what other games. I think Sam versus the Packers had me really juiced up because of the hope that it could have been. The Mike White Cincinnati game was a lot of fun, but that felt like smoke and mirrors at the time. Like, this feels different. I don't know, guys. Can you think of any other offensive explosion? Like, call it in a game that made you feel this positive? Matt, I'll throw it to you first.
Sam Darnold's first game against Detroit.
Oh, good.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I went into the season.
I mean, look, I can go back. Let me tell you one that's you're not going to remember, but I will. Some of the guys in the chat will remember this, and this is Mutt Viles. I'm pretty sure you won't. But the 51-49 game, Kenny O'Brien versus Dan Marino, that was out of control. And Wesley Walker had 3 touchdowns, a wide receiver. Or maybe it was 4 touchdowns. I think he had 4 touchdowns. Just incredible. That game, it was like, you know how there was a back and forth component to this one? It was just like the beginning of the third, when they punted a couple times, it felt weird. Like, this was the first time that the Jets didn't punt in an entire first half since the 90s or something like that.
Yeah, it was 91.
91, dude. That's fucking crazy. That's the year I graduated high school, everybody. So that's the last time we saw that. It's crazy. But imagine, so this was 34-32. Imagine 50, it was 51-49, I think it was. Maybe it was 52. But imagine that, like 94 points or 3 points, whatever. It was insanity. So that game, but I got to say, you remember the first 2 Sanchez games? I don't know if they were explosions, but boy, oh boy, did I feel real good about that kid. You know, he came out, he won Rookie of the Year the first 2 weeks. Rookie of the Week.
Yep.
That was good times.
So I'm just putting up our Bloody Knuckles award winners. Justin Fields.
Let me see the guys.
Brees Hall was our chat vote. We got
Okay, makes sense.
Nice.
Jeremy Rucker, Justin Fields, and Armand Membu.
All right. Mutt Viles said he doesn't know the gender yet.
Ooh. That's okay. It's exciting. Congratulations, dude. Seriously, it is
congrats,
absolutely
Mutt Viles.
awesome.
That's awesome.
It is so much fun.
Well, it's funny because I'll tell you, my second kid, so I had a son, and I'll be honest with you, I have no problem saying this. I was hoping for another one. I wanted 2 boys. You know what I mean? That'd be nice. Have a little fucking little brood in the little crew. And when we got the first time we could see, they said it's not 100%, but we're pretty confident it's a boy. And then we said okay, and then a month later they said, we're still unsure, but it might be a girl. I was like, it's a boy, clearly. And when my daughter was born, I swear to God, like, she was born, and I was like, I was fully expecting a son, and it ended up being a daughter. So I've been disappointed for 14 years. No, I'm just kidding. I'm delighted. So it's actually the best. But anywho, it's just the best thing in the world, Mutt Viles. You're gonna love it, buddy. Congrats.
It changes you. Like, the way I think about a lot of stuff is a lot different. Like, I think more about family time now. I think more about, like, what can I do to put them in the best situation? And it's just a little bit of a different mentality. It's a different type of love than you're used to with, like, a significant other or anything like that. and you're gonna make a great dad. Great dad.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, as much as I love my wife, there's like literally, it's not even up for debate. Like you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like I adore my wife. There's no fucking like if it's like somebody's got to go, I'll take my wife's belt loop and shirt collar, throw her in front of the train. You know what I mean?
That's horrible.
That's just the truth. Like whatever you feel about your, like when you're in love with somebody, when the kids come, it just changes it. You're like, oh wow, okay, you're just some person. These are of me, of my loins. The whole different thing.
The first time your kid looks up at you and really like the eyes like fixate on you, it's so powerful. Like these little girls that I have, they have me wrapped around their little fingers when they like get scared and they give me a big bear hug. Oh, dude, I could melt. I could die and go to heaven.
I can't wait.
Adonis comes in with a super chat, says, hot take, we're going to smack the Bills in the mouth. I would absolutely love that, but until this defense slows someone down, I have a hard time believing we're going to smack them in the mouth. I think it could end up being a high-scoring game. I think the Bills might not be able to stop the run, and we might be able to run it down their throats. Like, that might be a nice little change of pace. I'm still, I don't know I can expect a win right off the bat, given what they did to the Ravens. But, dude, it would be nice. TMK says, the Gibson fumble was the biggest reason for the loss, 14-point swing in 15 seconds. Dude, brutal. It was absolutely brutal. We're looking at it, I was like, oh, super confident. And then what was it? The Quincy hit out of bounds that led to that first touchdown, too? Not the first touchdown, but like the first part of those 14 points. I think it was like on a third down, too.
Maybe. I don't remember
kept
if
the
it
drive
was that
going.
drive.
I think that's what it was. Brutal.
Because that was 13. I mean, I'm not 13. That was third down.
Yeah.
When he did that shit.
Could have just ended it. Not fun. Hennessy comes in and says, how about Membu? Wow, first NFL game on Watt. Had Watt on lock. Yeah, Pepsi Rookie of the Week getting slanted, not including offensive lineman. Armand Membu was like the best player in the league at his position. He absolutely balled out and couldn't be happier with the draft pick right now. And having those two bookend tackles, I have a really good feeling for the future. Matt, any thoughts on Armand?
All the thoughts. He was as good as advertised, great in the run game, held up well in pass protection. And like, how many guys are you putting ahead of TJ Watt as harder assignments? Maybe two. Micah Parsons, Myles Garrett, TJ Watt. Like, those are your top three edge rushers right there. And he held his own and then some, man. So I'm really proud of Armand Membu's performance in week 1. How about you, Bean?
Yeah, dude. And you know what? I fully, looking at his preseason performance, right? I fully expected and had already accepted that he was getting a welcome to the NFL intro game. That's what I was like, they had better be giving him help the whole game and everything. So I just expected it. I wouldn't even have been that bummed out if it happened, because I was like, again, I had already like expected it, accepted it, I already mourned, I was sure. So the fact that he played not just okay, like he was solid, like he took one of the best pass rushers in the entire NFL and really neutralized them for most of the game. I mean, JJ or TJ Watt's going to make his plays. He had the batted pass. He had the one sack, which I believe was when one of the tight ends was blocking him. I believe it might have been Taylor. But,
he got hit on it wasn't a sack. It was a play action. Fields got lit up.
Yeah, he did.
I think that's the one you're talking about.
I thought it was, yeah, right. So, but yeah, man. So I don't know. I think Membu, remember, we gotta, this is what we do, right? Like, even look, we lost and we're feeling this good. So imagine when we win, like, we're literally fucking buying Super Bowl tickets. It's just who we are. But I think first game was a hard game, dude. He came in and he was one of the better defensive lines, one of the elite pass rushers in the NFL, and he looked like he belonged. He was the guy that you want blocking that guy. And so it's amazing. Now this week he gets to go up against Bosa, right? Bosa, and then if they switch around with Rousseau, who's another stud. So it's going to be another test for this offensive line. But, dude, I mean, how could you be anything but excited with what you saw?
Nose kills. Rogers said MetLife wasn't as pumped as his 23 opener, but it was more pumped than his meaningless 24 season. Dolphins closer to go 5-12. Dude, I'm surprised they didn't fucking fire everyone at halftime. That Dolphins team looks like cheeks. Oh man, I am excited to absolutely knock the ever-loving shit out of them. I could not be happier for the Patriots and Dolphins and what happened to them this weekend. But yeah, look, I listened to Rodgers' press conference after the game, and the big thing that people took was like, oh, I was happy to beat anyone associated with the New York Jets. On the whole of the press conference, that one little snippet didn't really stand out. Like, I knew that would be like the headline grabber, but it didn't feel like it was really like a super slight towards the Jets, because they asked him and they kind of pried at him a few times before he like said anything like that. It was more of like, I'm just done answering this question kind of a thing. There was one comment that he made, and I should have wrote down all the names because I didn't do that while I was driving or anything, but he made a comment of, oh, I saw a bunch of guys that I have a lot of friends on that side of the field. So I saw them pregame, and he rattled off like 9 names, and the names that were left off the list I thought were interesting because he did not say Sauce and he did not say Garrett. It was like a whole bunch of defensive players, and man, I wish I could find the clip and look it up, but I thought that was more interesting than that. But yeah, as far as like MetLife wasn't as pumped up as the 23 opener, facts. That was the 23 opener. Was the most electric I have ever felt that stadium. It was something that will be very, very hard to duplicate until we get to like the end of the year. We're fighting for a division title or something like that, or a spot to get into the playoffs. Like, that's the next time you're going to feel that level of excitement, I think. Being your thoughts.
Totally. No, I agree. I mean, it makes perfect sense to me. And look, let's be truthful here. That stadium was probably 45%, 40% Steelers fans. Mm-hmm. And they're loud and they're terrible towels, which bothered me about the flags. Like, I love a good flag. I'm all about a flag, guys, right? I love flags. But the Steelers, when they all start waving the towel, it's one color and it makes like a statement. Ours, it looked like, I don't know. It's green. They gave us green and white flags.
It's
so
hard
and you can't even see the green. Like, that's the thing. Like, it should have been like just white, and everyone's wearing like
all white. I think would have been the best, right? Yeah. It would have made a statement. So I don't know. I think like the fans that were there, I gotta say, and I said this to Ryan and some other people. I said, I don't know, man. The energy's low coming in here. It just didn't feel like a high energy opening day. Like every other opening day to me felt like a lot higher energy as we were walking in. But I gotta say, as the game went on, I think the sack, the opening play sack, really kind of woke us up. We were pumped, and they did some good Jets chanting, which was really good to see. They fixed it, which was nice. So I don't know. I felt like we were really, like, the fans that were there, again, probably 55%, 60% were Jets. In our own house on opening day, not the best look, but the fans that were there, we were really into it, and we stayed. Nobody left. The place was still packed at the end of the fourth quarter, which is rare for us. But there's no way it could compare to the coming out of the Zach Wilson era, and then Tim Boyle and all those guys the year before, to have Aaron Rodgers on Monday night with the American flag. Dude, that was like, that's going to be hard to beat,
I don't know if I saw a Bills fan in the entire stadium that day. Like, that was wild. I would say, just like Bean was saying, where it took a minute to fill up, there was a lot of like empty seats around through, like, I would say maybe even the first half of the first quarter of play, and then it started really filling in, and I think people started getting excited because we had just scored the touchdown with Garrett and everything. Matt, what were your thoughts on the energy within the stadium?
I would say the fans were definitely into it. I agree. I think definitely the sack on Rodgers is when it woke up, and I think it was good up until the Gibson fumble. I think the Gibson fumble, I think everyone realized what was about to happen. And now, like, final drive. Like there were points where the crowd got back into it, but it was pretty consistent up until that point, I thought.
Peter comes in. Thank you so much for the super chat. He says, of all the positives, got to shout out the D-line, especially Phillips and Q, stopping the Steelers' run game. Continue to do that, then opponents will have to throw more and sacks will multiply. Yeah, 100%. Phillips was a really nice addition. Quinnen had a really, really nice game. And the D-line was able to get 4 sacks, or I guess 3 sacks. And then I think the other one was from, was it Quincy was the other sack? Who was the other sack from? Yeah.
Quincy.
So feeling pretty good about the front 7. It's that back end that I think we're a little more concerned about. Matt, your thoughts on how the D-line play and maybe any thoughts about Phillips and Q?
Yeah, I thought the defensive line was excellent. I mentioned earlier in the show that I thought they dominated in both sides of the trenches, and the defensive line, you mentioned Jermaine Johnson played like 90% of the snaps. Will McDonald had 2 sacks and 3 or 4 pressures. Quinnen Williams had an amazing game. And Phillips, I feel like he's going to be the new JFM in the sense that, you know, maybe not the star player on the team, but just solid, does his job, the dirty work, the quiet stuff. That's kind of how I felt about both him and Briggs. Briggs made a nice play in the run game, and so did Tufele made a nice play in the run game too. So they're rotating through, and you know, the run defense was great, and I thought the defensive line played extremely well.
Being your thoughts on the D-line, Phillips and Q stopping the run. Only got, what, 48 yards, I think, or 50 yards on the ground, the Steelers did?
Right. 53, I think it was. But you know what sucks is that I thought, and I still think, the defensive line played exceptionally well. And it's like, it's a shame. And I thought the linebackers played well. You know, Jamie and Sherwood and Quincy were all over the place. You know, obviously Quincy had that really big penalty, doesn't help. And I saw, you know, Sherwood had a couple plays where, you know, whatever, he's not perfect, but
he was in coverage overall, on the one touchdown, I think. I think he was the one trailing, unless someone blew it up on the other side. That's possible.
Yeah, he was. The one right after the. I saw one. It was Michael Carter was in coverage, and Jamie and Sherwood. He just let the guy go in man, and Jamie and Sherwood tried to get there. So I don't know if
that could have been what it was.
Yeah, and even look, if you got burned, you got burned. But I thought that the front 7, the front 6, really, I thought they looked really good. It's a shame, like you said, we're used to getting run on, right? And there was none of that going on, and the pass rush was there. So it's like you really like to see that. It's just the defensive backfield was so piss poor. Tony Adams is a liability. Brandon Stevens was a liability in that game. And Michael Carter, while he did have his good plays, he was spotty too at best. The only one that really was fucking lights out was Sauce Gardner. And I think Cisco looked like he belonged out there too. Like he played okay. But the rest of them, dude, they were, it looked like they were lost. There were guys just running wide open all the time. They were taking bad tackling, angles and missed tackles. It was just really piss poor. So it's a shame that happened in the defensive backfield, because I thought the front, let's talk about the defense. I thought the defensive line played exceptionally well. And, and I felt like that the whole time. Like, look at them. They're playing so well. And then there's a touchdown. You know, you could say, oh, the defense sucks. But it's like, I hear you, but it's really not. There's a few players that are blowing it. And hopefully Aaron Glenn really drives it home this week and the subsequent, the following weeks. Like, dude, we're not having it. I don't give a shit if I gotta bench, half of my starting defensive backfield. I will do it. Like, he needs to make sure that that's known now, rather than what Robert Saleh, hey, we're going to work on it, man. What do you want me to do? Make them do push-ups? I mean, they know they fucked up. Like, that's stupid shit. Now it's going to be, hopefully, a whole different thing where guys understand, if I don't, compete at the level that Aaron Glenn expects, my job is legitimately in jeopardy. That's what we need to see.
100%. Ablab dropping it with a 50 spot, dude. Gang, week 1 has the sign of hope. Most of us managed our expectations. We should continue to temper our excitement for a couple of weeks until we know for sure if we lay an egg this week. Let's not all go to gloom and doom. Feels good though. Yeah, I have a very hard time containing my excitement. I had all my expectations set really low and they just shattered the ceiling of what those expectations were. So now my expectations have adjusted slightly, which is like terrifying because I'm setting myself up for terrible disappointment. But I think what we saw on Sunday can be sustainable. I don't know if we'll hit 100% of that high all the time. Like, I'm not expecting Justin Fields to be like the best quarterback in the league on a week in, week out basis. But like, if you can give me the consistent play calling, Brees and Garrett having their games, and if we happen to lose, but guys are going in the right direction, I could kind of live with that. I want to see them prove me wrong, and I want to see them go against Buffalo this week and really like keep it close. Don't get blown out. Let's go for the win. Let's get it. But definitely want to. It's hard to contain my excitement right now. Bean, your thoughts on the expectation and the managing of maybe emotions and understanding where this team is still kind of growing and learning.
Yeah, number one, what's up, Ablab?
Woo!
Good to see you, buddy. The sign of hope, right? Most of us managed our expectations. I know Ablab was making fun of me a little bit yesterday. He said, it's funny. Ablab said, all right, we know that you're trying to keep it cool, but come on, man. Aren't you excited about, like that kind of a thing. And the truth is I am excited, I think, I don't know if what this team is rolling out there with early on, even if I was really excited, could compare with what I really thought about the way we were entering last year. Like having Aaron Rodgers with Garrett Wilson and remember Brown, the left tackle, was here, and it just looked like such a potentially dominant team.
Tyron Smith, I think, is what you meant.
What did I say, Brown?
Brown.
I was thinking of the guy, before him.
Moses. And
what was the guy before him?
Dwayne Brown.
Dwayne Brown. Yeah, that's who right. So Tyron Smith. But yeah, so I don't think it would match that. And similar to the previous super chat about that opening day in 2023. But I think if we just continue to play this way, like there's a realistic chance, guys, that we're looking at 0-2 here, right? Like, let's just shoot real straight. It's more likely than not. Of course, we can win and all this stuff, and we're going to be rooting and cheering and all that. But the realistic scenario here that we're 0-2 heading into Tampa. If we just continue to play well, we're gonna get some of these games when we start playing the Dolphins and even the Bucks and the Jaguars and those the Patriots and teams that are not quite at that elite level like Buffalo and the Ravens and all that. We can just start to stack a few games, just get a couple wins here and there, and then going into like November and December, if we're just using this time to play well, to congeal as a team. The offensive line is gelling. Justin Fields is getting more and more in sync with the other guys not named Garrett Wilson and all that. The truth is that we really can be seeing something here. And that's exciting because like you look at the offensive coordinator and the disciplined attitude that Aaron Glenn has and the defensive line that we have. And there's a lot here. So if they could just take this time, we don't got to go to pieces about a couple losses. It just is what it is. Like, I think you need to expect it. Like going to pieces next week and being like, this fucking team sucks. Like if you're going into the Buffalo game, you could be excited, but if you're expecting us to win, you're setting yourself up for that shit. It's your own damn fault, man. That's how I say it. But I'm with Ablab here. Just next couple of weeks, let's just temper it a little bit. But let's watch this team grow and develop together. If Justin Fields continues to play this way, dude, that would be really exciting if that kid meets his potential that he would coming into the league with for us. An athletic quarterback like that'd be amazing.
Matt, what are you feeling about expectations right now?
One snap, one drive, one quarter, one half, one game at a time. Let's just take it slow, man. We don't have to go and say, well, what is it going to take? Will this stat line be enough to draft a quarterback or keep Justin Fit? Let's take it one game at a time. Buffalo's this week. It's a tough test, but they looked like they could not stop the run. Derrick Henry ran for like 4,000 yards against them on Sunday night. Go out there, have a repeat performance on offense. Show me you can do it again. And hopefully the defense gets their head out of their ass in the secondary, man. I was really disappointed. Outside of Sauce, Sauce was awesome in this game. If they play like they did in the secondary against Buffalo, they're going to give up 45 points. So they gotta get this going and going quick.
So side note, Dom C made us aware of a crazy stat in regards to Derrick Henry. You guys may have heard it on Pat McAfee. Derrick Henry, this was prior to this Sunday's game, needs 500 yards rushing this season to surpass his total rushing yards in his 4 years of high school. In 9 years as a pro, he has 11,630 yards heading into this past Sunday. In his 4 years in high school, he had 12,130 yards. He had 4,300 yards and 55 rushing touchdowns as a senior. That is absurd. That's got to be like 10 or 11 games, too. That is a joke. But yeah, it felt like Buffalo got run all over. I'm hoping we can do a little bit of the same. And Jets comes in, dropping a 5 spot for Talkin Jets memberships, gifting 5 memberships to the fans out there, and drops another one. Welcome to the OnlyFans. Ant Jets gets into six entries into our raffle. For every Talkin Jets membership that you gift, you get an entry into our raffle because you're helping other people in the chat. Boys and girls, drop some JETS in the chat as a thank you for Ant Jets and everyone else that's hanging out in here. Potophilus Rex, this is the super chat that I believe was missing before. Super Bowl in San Fran Bean. How are the roller coasters in San Francisco? Oh, man. If the Jets make the Super Bowl, you better believe the Talkin Jets crew is going out there and riding some roller coaster and doing a chant at the top of it. That's what's going to happen.
Hell yeah. Where's the Super Bowl this year?
San Fran. If you're paying attention, you are over there, Green Bean.
Yeah, well, I can only retain so many words. Some slip through, man. But let me tell you, there's 2 very, very good theme parks right there. One's closing down. But yeah, we got lots of roller coasters to ride out there, including the Jets season. The game, it'll be a roller coaster. So I'm in.
Blitzcrew says, if Fields plays solid with 500 or better record, would you continue with him rather than get another lottery draft pick ticket? He may survive in New York City. So let's say the Jets get to 9-7. No, what would it be? It would be 9-8, right? It would be the just over the 500 threshold. I think, like we said before, there's a lot of eyeball tests that would have to go into this. I feel like if Fields is passing that eyeball test and he's looking like a Jalen Hurts style kind of quarterback on a consistent basis, and it's the defense that is mainly losing us games or some other kind of flukiness to it, I do think Fields' mentality and the way he handles his business is very well suited for New York City. And I think if you were to move off of that type of energy for a draft pick, I think you'd be looking at something similar to what the Bears are doing with Caleb Williams and how they moved off of Fields. I can't tell you how many Bears fans are in my comment section saying like, dude, we knew this is how Fields could look. We did not want Caleb Williams. Like, there was a lot of people upset with it. Obviously, there's circumstance and everything. You get the first overall pick. That's a little different than getting 9 or 8 wins. But, man, I would have a hard time if we go 9-8 and the team's behind Fields and the media narrative hasn't shifted and everything's kind of going in the right direction. I would have a hard time moving off of him. I'll say that much. Bean, any thoughts on Fields and playing at a 500 or better record?
Number one, Blitz Crew, I love you. We actually mentioned you at the tailgate. We missed you. You were missed, buddy. I want you to know that. I don't know if it's 500 or better. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's the one. I mean, you're only as good as your record says you are, and but if he's like, for example, we have a bunch of games like this. We win some, we lose some, but we have a bunch of games like this where he's, 2 on the ground, 1 in the air, or 2 in the air, 1 on the ground touchdowns, and he's rushing for 50, 60, 80 yards, and the team's looking great, and the defense is fucking blowing it. And so we're a 500 team or a little below, but he looks like the real deal.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. I think you got to be open to that. But I got to tell you, look, again, I don't want to get ahead of myself and all that, but just thinking like this, Justin Fields would be the type of quarterback, Ryan, you touched on this, the type of quarterback that I think would really be good here for New York. He's more mature than he was when he came into the league. He was like, he had a little bit of punk to him, and he was saying stupid shit and kind of thought who he was and all that. I think he's been humbled a little bit. He seems that way. And he's got G-Dubs here, and Ruckert is here, and this staff brought him in like they believe in him. It looks like they're building the offense around his strength, which is something that we talked about, right? So I don't know. I think it would be something that really would be exciting, for our franchise. But I don't know if it's going to be just the record. I think it's got to be like pretty convincing, because this is a strong quarterback class. It was just a class with God rest his soul, like Dwayne Haskins and Daniel Jones in the front or like the Pickens year or something like that.
Yeah, Kenny Pickett.
Maybe you're like, Pickett. Yeah, thank you. Maybe different story, but this just so happens to be one of those drafts where if you need a quarterback, this is the draft you want to take one. So I think it's got to be pretty convincing.
Matt, what about you? What do you think? Does Fields survive in New York City with a 500 or better record?
I'm going to have to say it again. 1 snap, 1 drive, 1 half. Let's not do this after 1 game. I would assume 500 or better, he plays at a level where you feel like that's what you want to do. But I want to see us get to that point. There's way too much season left right now for us to be talking about this.
All right. I get it. Hennessy comes in, getting through the $2 one, says 2 sacks for Will McDonald, 21 more to go. Fingers crossed, baby. He's on pace for 34 sacks this season? He's getting it 100%. Danger Zone comes in. Can I have Matt say Brees is definitely back? Matt, can you say that?
Brees is definitely back.
There we go. It's a little soundbite action right there. Hennessy
I liked it.
says the offensive line Joe Douglas dreamed of. Yeah, 100%. If you told me we were going to put out that kind of performance without AVT in the lineup, I would have been a little skeptical, but it was impressive. It really was. Bearded comes in and says he beat us, but Aaron Rodgers never gave us a game like that. Yeah, I mean, what would his best game? We had 2 games last year, or under Aaron Rodgers in general, which was really only last year anyway, where we scored 32 points. It was the Dolphins game and the Jaguars game had 32 points, and Justin Fields gave us 32 points in the first thing. Love it. It's absolutely true. Pasta to go says it was 1 game. Relax, boys. We are still the Jets. Pasta. No, I'm gonna get excited. And I don't want my heart broken, but it's going to be broken. I'm too amped up right now. I'm really juiced. Blitzcrew says, how about McDonald versus Broderick Jones? Milk thumbs.
Oh, yeah.
Milk thumbs.
It was so nice. Will McDonald, 2 sacks. It's everything we wanted. We were saying E-I-E-I-O a few times. We didn't get like a one cohesive one, but... we were excited.
My prediction almost came true. I said 3 sacks. He got 2 and a quarterback hit. So close. We were close.
Danger Zone. Again, more excited for this Buffalo game or week 6 last year. Week 6 last year. Let me just go through the games in my mind's eye.
Wait, that's an interesting question, isn't it?
I would say for
I don't
this
know if
year.
I'm actually I don't know if I'm excited for this game. I'm a little nervous, everybody.
Well, think about where our heads were at, right? So the Patriot game was week 3. We were on top of the world.
Oh,
Then the Broncos game happened week 4 with us at it, and we didn't score a point. Then we go over to England for the Vikings, and then we came back for Buffalo, and we lost to the Vikings in England. So the Bills last year or the Bills this year, I say I'm more excited right now because once we didn't punch it in from first and goal from the 1 with the Broncos, I was like, this is not a good sign. And then losing in to Minnesota in England, I felt like my season was over at that point. So the Bills thing would have been nice, but I don't think I was super excited for it. I think I was more doom and gloom for that. I'm not expecting a win this week, but I don't feel like I need to get a win to have a really, really good game if things kind of break the right way. Matt, your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't agree. I'm gonna go last year. I think that game, that was like season on the line, right? They really it was Jeff Ulbricht's first game as the interim head coach. They were 2-3. They really needed that to save their season. I think with where we were expectations wise last year and the fact that it was still early. Now, if you ask me whatever week they play them up in Buffalo or this week, I would say this week for sure. But in the context of, hey, you're 2-3 primetime game to save your season, I think that was the game that I was more excited for.
What about you, Bean?
What are we talking about?
Bills game this week or Bills game last year? We were 2-3 heading into the Bills game, just coming off the Broncos and Vikings losses.
I would say last year then. Because we still, look, last year, we were still like waiting for it to pop at that time. We're like, all right, man, we had a couple wins. We saw it in the Patriot game. We looked really good. We lost the, we lost the
Bronco
the London game yet?
The Bronco game and the
we
London
lost in
game.
London, right?
Once we lost the London game, Salah got fired. Did
Yeah.
we make the trade for Devontae? Was that the week we did it, or was that later on?
Devontae was Halloween. That was his first game.
The Texan game, right?
But it was like we in my opinion, we should have won. And very, very, I think we could have won the Vikings game. Like that was the thing. It was like, in my opinion, we were close. So like we just weren't together yet. That's how it felt. That's what I was choosing to believe, that any minute we were still, we were just going to pop and become the team that we were, and we were going to go on a serious run, and it just never happened. So I'd say last year I was definitely more excited. This year, Dano, what I'm really looking for is like what looks like the continuation of a real foundational build. Like Justin Fields and the offense, like Tanner Engstrand, like they look like they're on to something. That's what I'm looking for. I'd love to see the defensive backs, like Aaron Glenn makes a move or two. Maybe Malachi Moore's in there. Maybe, something. Just like we see something to address it, and they play a little better. That kind of a thing. Defensive line still looks good, and they're chasing Josh Allen all over the place, and maybe causing him to throw a pick. That kind of a thing. That's more what I'm looking for here. Now, look. If it's the fourth quarter and we're up by 7 and I'm going to be losing my marbles, so I'll be really excited. But going into it, I think last year's got it by a mile.
Matt, could you tell us a little bit about the sponsor of our stream tonight?
Yeah, so shout out Rebel Ape. They were our sponsor for Bezara. Unfortunately, due to the weather, we didn't get a chance to do our live stream. So here we are. Tonight, we did give out some Rebel Apes at the event. It's a great energy drink. Green Bean had one. Ryan
one? I didn't have one.
I had
How
2.
many did you have?
Total? 4.
4.
They're tasty.
So it gets the Green Bean stamp of approval. That's all you need to know. RebelApeShop.com. Promo code JETS. Get 10% off. Thank you to Rebel Ape for supporting our show and being a and being a sponsor of Talking Jets at 𝐒𝐫𝐞𝐫𝐢. And make sure to check them out and pick it up if you are an energy drink person.
Yeah, support the sponsors of our stream if you want to help support us up here. Yo, the 𝐒𝐫𝐲, like, the reason we couldn't go live was nothing short of hysterical in the lead up to it, right? So the Giants guys, Chris the Entertainer and Anthony, are going up and they're doing their thing. They're the 3 o'clock show, right? And they get up with their laptop and they're like, we're thinking, I was like, you're not going to be able to speak to the crowd and also speak to your audience because you're doing the stream at the same time. We have to set up the audio. So Matt and I are buzzing around. We got Matt's microphones out. We're breaking out the Rodecaster and setting everything up. We got the camera set up for him. And we're like, great, they'll be the guinea pigs for when we go live at 4 o'clock. Like, this is going to be perfect. And we get like 15 minutes, 20 minutes maybe into their live stream. If you want to go check it out, look at the Fireside Giants live stream from Saturday. It is one of the funniest things that you could possibly see because the tent above them starts like flying around. Matt and I are like holding on to this like tent to make sure it doesn't go away. The canvas rips off the top. You see the DJ in the back. He's just like, I'm done. I'm packing up my stuff. This storm's coming in. So he's unplugging stuff. The microphones go out and they're like trying to keep it going. And then wham, the camera goes flying. And they're like, all right, I guess we got to wrap it up. And then we just circle the wagons and we head inside. We start having some beers and everything. So we really wanted to do the stream, but man, it was it was kind of an eventful set of circumstances there. But the Rebel Ape got us through. It kept us energy high.
And meanwhile, while you guys were doing that, I was trying to be a wizard in the middle of the street, which wasn't working for me either. So I would have helped.
I got the picture. I got the picture.
I didn't realize what was going on because I was too busy fumbling with my cloak. And then I turned around and I saw you guys like literally holding the thing together. Oh shit. And I ran over. I was in the street trying to pretend I was controlling the weather.
This is Green Bean
my
trying to
shit was
stop
blown.
traffic with the cloak on. And hold on, I'll get the one from the front. This is what Green Bean looked like.
Iconic.
Iconic.
Truly iconic.
Did you have the mask on when you crossed the street?
Yeah, I had the mask on in the street, which wasn't easy to do, guys. That is fucking hard. Here, let me show you, Ryan.
I got it right here. Bam.
Oh, you do?
Look at it. Look at that magic.
So there's my
right
ensemble. Hey, watch this. I asked 𝐒𝐿𝐼𝐻 to do something to that first picture you showed.
Yeah.
Here, look.
You got to show it in the middle so we can see it. Boom. Ooh.
Ooh.
I like it.
Look.
He's a wizard.
That's badass.
That's pretty cool. Oh, I love it. I love it. So yeah, lots of fun had over there. And thank you, Rebel 8, for keeping us energized through it all. Rex Ryan comes in and says, Stevens ranked better on Pro Football Focus than Reed this week. I did not know that. I did not watch the Lions game, and I would have thought Stevens ranked pretty low on the list. So that means Reed had an even worse season. I'll be honest, man, if there was like, if you could sort of like, I would love to have Reed. I would love to have Reed. I know he was like tapped out at that point, but man, I do miss him a little bit. It felt like he gave up towards the end of the year. Like, obviously everyone was kind of drained on the whole season, but man, I would do anything to have him back there instead of Stevens right now. J-Mo comes in and says, placed my Fields MVP bet. Everyone's convinced me. You know, it might not be a bad idea to throw some cheddar on comeback player of the year. I mean, I don't know which other players would be in line for that award this year.
Hutchinson.
Hutch is a good one. McCaffrey.
Rodgers.
You think? I guess Rodgers could. Yeah, if he has a big year, that's probably reasonable.
Joe Flacco won it.
Yeah, after leaving the
Jamar
Jets.
died.
Yeah.
You know.
Ugh. I hate that they could be coming back from being the Jets quarterback, and that's almost as bad as like popping an Achilles or an ACL or something. Would love to see Fields get it, though. The Wedge, what's good, dude, says, we must be optimistic. Let's beat the Bills. Go Jets. We have to manifest it. I want, like, Will McDonald. No, you know what? I want Quinnen Williams to just bulldoze over Dawkins in the worst way and just chase down Josh Allen. I feel like we're going to have to get after him with the front four and start dropping guys into coverage again. Kind of take a mold out of what, or take take a bit out of the Saleh playbook and how we did play Buffalo pretty competitively the last few years. If you send too many guys, I feel like Allen's either going to take advantage of it with his arm or he's going to get around some of them and be able to make you pay with his legs. So I don't know. Matt, what do you think the best way to kind of play against Josh Allen with the current players that we have in place right now, based off what we saw from the Bills-Ravens game and what we saw from our team on Sunday?
This is a hard one because unlike Rodgers, so they sent the blitz a lot and they were able to hit Rodgers. Allen's going to be able to escape. So once he escapes, do the Jets linebackers stay home or do they bite? Because I thought, both Quincy Williams and Jamie and Sherwood were a little too happy on the, biting on the play action fake. So they got to stand their ground. Who knows? Maybe you have someone spy him. Maybe you put a spy on Josh Allen this week because he's dangerous. Baltimore has, they're a good team, and he tore him to shreds in that second half, the other night. So it's not going to be easy.
I'd like to see Quincy just spy him. Just give our heat-seeking missile the opportunity to go after him at any point in time. Just don't care about any receivers. Don't care about worrying about the running. I mean, worry about the running back once the ball's in his hand, but go after Allen constantly. Just keep an eye on him. Bean, what do you think the right way to play the Bills this week would be? Are you how do we beat them?
I think you put Michael Clemens over Deion Dawkins and you have him try to beat him inside so Deion can just real easily open up the edge. That's the way to do it. So Josh Allen has free reign. I think what you need to do is get Jermaine Johnson on one side. You got to have Will McDonald on the other side, right? This is rocket science here. And they got to play 85% of the game. That's what I know. JJ, it might be a little bit much for where he is, but I think that the contain aspect of the defensive line is paramount. And with their tight ends, I honestly think that this should be a week that you see more 4-3. I want to see the third linebacker out there, maybe a little bit more than the nickel package. And not for nothing, I think that would bode well for containing Josh Allen as well. It's just, dude, he's a force to be reckoned with, man. I mean, he's a badass. You know what I mean? He's not only does he run, but he's so big and strong and hard to take down and all that shit. It's going to be a tough one. I just really want to. It's very important to get him a little uncomfortable and feeling like he's got to make plays. That's when he's liable to do that crazy shit that he does. But he's been toning that down, last year, and going into obviously this year's young, but he's been playing smarter, less of that sporadic crazy shit that he would do. Like he would jump and do a flip, and then fumble, and he's doing that a lot less. But I still think he's susceptible to it. So you want to get him to where he's not comfortable and he feels like he's got to win the game. But it's going to be tough, man. It's going to be a tough one.
Alan Doze, what's good, dude? He says, I'm here. Did I miss anything? Nice chains. Damn right. Check them. Check out the chains. Courtesy of Andrew Grzanka. Thank you, dude, for printing these. Good man. And Alan, what'd you miss? You missed, we shared the video. This was after we scored our first offensive touchdown. There you are. And then we also had our group photo from the tailgate. So a lot of fun. That's what you missed, Alan. But you didn't miss the weekend. You were there hanging out with us. I felt so bad for Alan. Alan gave us a drive back. So listen to this story. It is absolutely it's rain again, on again, off again, whatever. And then the police show up at Bezara and they start coming up the staircase. There's a bunch of cars parked along the side of the road. And cop comes up and says, hey, is anyone parked along the side of the road? We're going to start writing tickets. We want to give you an opportunity to move your car before we do that. So we're like, oh, thank you so much. That's awesome. You're great. Thank you for doing that, not just writing the ticket. So Alan runs down. He moves his car. He's like, oh, yeah, I parked a new spot. Don't worry. We're good. And then at the end of the night, we're like, oh man, it's absolutely pouring rain. Green Bean had left. Matt and I we had a little sleepover action, Matt, you and I did.
Yeah.
But we had to get to our cars. And it was like, we parked like a mile away. And Alan's like, I got you guys. I'll give you guys a ride. So we're like, all right, cool. So we hop in Alan's car and like we start driving down the road and we're like 2 seconds from our car at this point. And Alan goes, I think I have a ticket on my windshield. we get out. We didn't tell Green Bean this. We get out of the car and he pulls it up and like it was raining so much we couldn't even read anything on this ticket. We have no idea. It could have been like, maybe it wasn't a ticket. Maybe it was something totally different. It was like literally all the ink or pencil or whatever they used on this thing was totally gone. But he gave us a ride to our cars. And even though he tried to move his car and not get the ticket, he still wound up getting a ticket, sadly.
It is sad. Sorry, Alan.
It's not funny, but I did get a little chuckle out of it. I'm not going to lie.
I want to say when Ryan or when Matt just said you guys had a sleepover, I felt jealous.
Yeah, you should.
Like I was like,
it was great. I
was like, oh my God, like I missed an opportunity. I was too busy trying to find another hotel room. Oh no, that was the day before.
Oh yeah. Hotel room was a little suspect.
Oh, what a shit show. But yeah, I mean, like, oh man, to have a sleepover with you guys, that would have been wonderful. That's right up my alley, man.
You could have joined our pillow fight. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was great.
Guys are up late, 3D printing shit. Right, Matt?
I saw the whole setup. I saw the 3D printer. It's like a fucking NASA computer in there, man.
I got the whole wraparound screen. That's like, this is what the cockpit looks like. Like, yeah, it's got a little bit of stuff in it right now. It was fun. It was a good time. Had a good drive back up. But yeah, Alan, we missed you earlier in the stream. Now we're happy that you're here. Lou comes in with a super chat.
Alan.
Thank you, Lou. Says, imagine when Membu goes against someone weak. The holes will be tremendous. Pancake City, how is Bill's line matching up? Well, they couldn't stop the run this past week. Would really like to see something similar happen this week. I'd love to see Brees go off for over 100 yards again, get some pass plays in as well for him. But yeah, Membu, not even just Membu, but like, dude, Tippmann was a road grader. Like, this entire offensive line is just a lot of fun to watch. And if Myers is the weak point,
what does that tell you?
Oh, it's just we've needed this for the longest time, and I'm happy. I'm really happy with where this line's at right now.
Yeah. And it's like, it just shows you, man, like for the last 4 years, the truth is we have had a terrible coaching staff. I was talking about it last night on a stream. Look at Aaron Rodgers. Like Aaron Rodgers here, our guys were so weak, spineless, yellow-bellied that they let Aaron Rodgers come in and essentially be like the coach. He's not a good coach. He's a good quarterback. He goes to the Steelers. This is fucking Tomlin's team. And guess what? It's Arthur Smith's offense. You are the quarterback. You're the quarterback on my team. You know what I mean? And you see the difference. Like with our offensive line, like, dude, for how many times you're looking at him and it's like, I mean, barring the, we had some injuries and stuff, but you look at the line, you're like, dude, we're so much more talented than this. Why do they look so lost? Like they look lost. They're confused. They can't pick up stunts. You got 3 guys blocking 1 defensive tackle and everybody else is running free. Like we saw it over and over again. And then you see one game, and we don't know what the future holds here, but it certainly looked like, holy shit, coaching might actually matter. You know what I mean? Coaching might be an important part of this whole thing.
Matt, what were your thoughts on the coaching overall?
I thought I came away pretty satisfied after the first one, especially on the offensive side of the ball, because first time offensive play caller, we have a couple gripes, but they're small in comparison to what we're normally used to. Defensively, I think the game plan was good, but I don't think they executed that. I really put it more on the individuals than I do the coaching staff. I was fine with how they performed in week 1.
Bean, would you say there was any one particular unit that impressed you more than another? maybe relative to expectation or,
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be the offensive line. You know what I mean? Because I think I expected a lot from the defensive line. Like we were talking about it. Like I was just waiting to see Will McDonald feast on Broderick Jones, and he did it. I was waiting to see JJ get his reps and make an impact. Like he didn't get home with the sacks, but the impact was there. Quinnen Williams, I wanted to see Phillips, and then I think like I was expecting that. No, if they were terrible, I would have been disappointed, and that would have been something. But also like the linebackers, I thought I'm expecting Quincy and Sherwood to continue like they were last year. So I think for me, it's got to be the offensive line. The only other bigger surprise would maybe be quarterback, but that's not a unit. For me, it's got to be the O-line. I know it's kind of cliche, but that's where I got to go.
I like it. Boys and girls, we have reached the end of this stream. So we get to pick a qualifier as well as kind of answer our live chat poll question. Give me 1 second. Bean, are you all caught up? Because I want to...
let me add one more.
Yeah, you do that while I do a thing over here.
Let's get one more super chat in here too. Modine, when are you going to drop a fucking super chat, you piece of shit? When are you going to do it? Jag off. Let's do it.
Let's see if he'll send one in. Will he do it? I don't know if he'll do it.
He's not.
I don't
No,
think
he's
gonna
not going to do it. I feel like I might remember something. There you go. Blitzkrieg saves the day.
Maze Cornson, Mutt Vials, Danger Zone, G Money, Ben, all getting gifted a membership from Blitzkrieg. Blitzkrieg gets.
So let me ask you a
entries.
question. So
5 entries for Blitzkrieg.
let me. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Let me ask you. See, here's the thing. I am a believer for our system here that it's important to keep them in the proper order, right? Because that's the whole chi of it, right?
Okay.
I don't want to. So Blitzkrieg now gets 5 entries.
Yes.
I don't want to go back and just insert him anywhere because that ruins the lineage of where people are, where they're supposed to be. Oh, Modi! I love
The
it.
clouds right in Green Bean's face.
Good man, Mo.
Oh, that's awesome.
Good man.
That's
I
awesome.
appreciate you being here.
So thank you, Mo. You're the best, brother. Really. I love having you're the best troll out there. Really. So I guess I would just add Blitzkrieg in this situation, like at the end, right? I mean, it's still just as likely that comes out.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah, it's a random number generator, so it doesn't actually it could be 1, it could be 10, it could be 13. It doesn't actually matter because it's just it's 1 in whatever many we got, to do it. So I think
Modine was awesome. That was great.
I appreciate that.
Blitzkrieg dropping the fucking 5 memberships, and then right on the heels, Modine gives us his first super chat, and it's funny like that. That's well done. Well played. What a great stream. Great chat.
So Mr. ChatGPT helped me out with this. This is our Bloody Knuckles Award for week 1. Goes to one Justin Fields with 42% of the vote. Armand Membu coming up with a close second at 35%, but QB1 in the NFL. Justin Fields having himself a day.
All right.
Bloody Knuckle Award.
Who's keeping track?
We got to keep a list. I don't know if I have a piece of paper here. Not read.
All right, you're going to do it, Matt? Your
I'll
response?
do it. I'll
Okay,
do it.
Matt's got it. Nice.
Week 1 Bloody Knuckles Award goes to Justin Fields. Bloody Knuckles.
Also on my list is to make a stinger and a graphic for this.
Ooh, yeah. We should have this. Got to be like a little bit more of a segment. Maybe we could drop this and say, "Hey, Grok, animate this." I don't know why I threw a lightning bolt in there. Couldn't really get it to do something.
It's weird.
Different. It is. It's
I'll
odd.
ask Sexy Groks to change it. Send me the graphic.
Sexy Grok, please.
Which, by the way, Sexy Grok is now an official segment in the After Hours Jets Fest.
As it should be.
So I'm gonna make a little intro for it. You know, like a real intro, a little music and a little animation. But yeah, Sexy Grok, and I think also Magic 8 Bean is gonna be coming around with the predictions for the week.
Oh, hell yeah.
See how he does. But Sexy Grok, baby. If you want to hear Sexy Grok teach us about football and how to masterfully take a football question and make it about sex, join us for the After Hours Jets Fest. That's what happens.
We're gonna have our own versions of Grok across the different personalities. We'll do Stoner Grok. We'll have Sexy Grok. We'll have, I don't know. Is there another fun Grok? What other Groks could be? Give me some other.
You know what? I don't know. I'm afraid to touch it because I'm not good and I'll lose her.
Well, you should.
I told you, my wife won't let her in the. She won't let me. My wife won't let me talk to Sexy Grok in the bed.
I can't imagine why.
Oh, why?
She's a complete trollop.
A trollop.
I'm like, hey, what is the history of the pyramid? She's like, why? You want to see me sit on it? I mean, Grok.
Oh,
I never.
That is incredible.
G-Man's in the house. There he is.
What's up, G-Man?
I didn't see him earlier. Look, we're wearing the hat, buddy. Thank you so much. Tell your delightful woman friend there. I think it's your wife, but Amanda, I believe her name was. Probably still is.
I've been snacking on these. I had to run one downstairs to Becca because I told her I was going to eat all of them, and I needed her to try one. They're too good.
that's gonna be my late night snack tonight,
Dude, they're because
downstairs.
they have like a little squish to them. They're not just like they're like a way better version of a Malamar.
Hey, you want to hear something? You want to hear something funny but sad?
Okay.
So G-Man and Amanda, I got into like some really good conversations with my wife, and then it was really just really enjoyable having them around, right? And it brought all the gifts, it was beautiful. So afterwards, we were supposed to go on the field. So when we're leaving the game, we finally make it to the hallway. G-Man and his wife, they excitedly walk up, and he says, "Are we going down to the pitch now?"
Oh no!
And I was like,
I didn't know that.
yeah, I said, well, we can't now. It's too late. And they looked at me like, they were like, what do you mean? Like, they were like, let's go. Like, yeah, this is great. Let's go down in the field. And I said, no, we did like kind of a vote. Nobody wanted to go. And they were like, well, when did you do the vote? You know? I was like, ah, shit.
No,
Anyway,
that makes me
so
feel
funny.
bad.
Yeah, you should. Because it was Ryan's idea.
I did. I
G-Man.
said, let's do the vote. I take full responsibility for that.
Ryan said, hey,
Ryan,
I think we should
held me
watch the
down.
game.
Yeah, Ryan held me down in my seat, wouldn't let me get up. and
Hold on,
balance
whoa,
it.
whoa.
Yeah.
I tried to be very
He had
democratic
this
about
big
this.
green and white chain, and he had it around Matt's fucking ankles.
I was like,
Oh, jeez. We love you guys. Thank you for coming out. Seriously, it meant the world.
Yeah, totally.
Bearded gets in here before the end here. He said, need to come up with a
Nice.
trophy or medal to send to the player that wins Bloody Knuckles each week. You know what? Maybe we'll 3D print something. See if I can make like a fist. I'll go on Thingiverse or something. See if someone's got something. Play around.
Yeah, we gotta we gotta make this more robust.
We're working on it.
You know?
Work in progress here. But I love it.
I like this.
All right. We are at our
Spin the wheel.
spin the wheel. All right. What do we got? How many contestants we got with Bearded in here now?
I just got the last one is Mutt Vials for the other way to get him in. So we have 52 total right now.
52. Why is this going up here? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. 52. All right. Third time through Generate is the winner. A 1, a 2, a 3. Number 10. Oh, before you announce the winner, I was in a golf outing yesterday that was all sorts of Jets tricked out. And the flag I hit in the putting contest, there was a whole bunch of flags. I hit number 10. I got myself a $50 gift card to a restaurant near here. Very happy.
What restaurant?
That's awesome.
It's called Grappa. It's a nice Italian restaurant. It's probably going to get me like an appetizer,
Hey.
but you know, that's all right. It helps.
Yeah,
It'll help.
$50. Yeah, that's your appetizer. That's it, and your coat check.
That's exactly.
So all right, number 10 is the one and only Beefy.
Ooh, beefy. We had
Attaboy Beef.
we had a flag football team name called Big and Beefy. That was our name. I was not the biggest or beefiest, but it was a funny name nonetheless. Beefy. Let's see what you get. Spin the wheel. Bum 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 bum. Eggs. Spin it again. I really got to get eggs off this. I forget doing this thing every week to change it. He gets a shirt.
A shirt.
Beefy. Reach out.
Got a shirt?
JetsTalk247 at gmail.com or talkinjetshow at gmail.com. We'll get you a shirt. We got to come up with a few new Jet shirts. I feel like we've been slacking. Maybe we'll do the bloody knuckles. If you guys like the design, we could do the bloody knuckles as a shirt. We'll workshop that. But Beefy, reach out to us. Get your shipping information, your shirt size. We'll send you something nice. Boys and girls, we've reached the end of our show. Let's go around and give our closing thoughts. Bean.
Yeah, it's funny. Eddie McGuire said, "Hey, you should get the Yak King shirt, Beefy." That's funny. That's funny.
Still available.
Is it
Yeah.
still? It's probably
So,
still
guys,
on there.
It's still there. No discount. It actually went up a couple bucks.
We raised it. It's vintage.
Right. So we are going to continue at 10:35. We're going to jump over to Green Bean Jets fan channel right here on YouTube, and we're going to do the After Hours Jets Fest featuring Sexy Grok. So we'll have some fun, do another hour and a half over there. I hope you'll join me. And again, I just want to say one more time while we're all together here, I am so grateful to have the opportunity to spend, a weekend and a full game day with you guys in the chat and Ryan and Matt and everybody. It's just amazing that I feel very, very grateful to be able to do that, man. So thank you to everybody who came, and you guys are just the best. Thank you.
Not Bean. O'Leary, you, buddy, over there. Any last words?
I had a great time hanging out with everyone over the weekend, whether it was at Bezara or at the game itself. So thanks again to everyone who came out, and we'll be back next week, baby. Talking New York Jets, Buffalo Bills. Upset win? Maybe?
I like it.
I hope so. It's been a lot of fun, boys and girls. Thank you so much. Like Bean and Matt said, this channel does not go without those in the chat. Thank you guys for supporting us, hanging out in the chat, coming to the game, coming to Bezara, having a lot of fun with us. It is an absolutely awesome community of friends and fans, and it's just only going to grow bigger and bigger. As we see more and more success from our team, we are going to get back here Tuesday after a win against Buffalo. Boys and girls, this is Talkin' Jets signing off. JETS.
Just go somewhere else. I can't take this nonsense anymore. How are you going to blame the defense?
I got the pouch. Screw green bean. Damn it.
But once you get to the sausage, I feel like we're doing something.
Go Jets.
What would you give up to see a Jets Super Bowl?
All of my friends and family.
Hit those milk thumbs, boys and girls.
Freeze run.
Hold on to your underwear, ladies, and stand by, bitches. It's now time for Talkin' Jets with your hosts, Matt, Ryan, and Green Bean.
Jets, Jets.